Good morning. Welcome back to another video here on McCaffrey Farms. Right now we're getting ready to head down and feed the cows, and then we're gonna grind some hay. Getting a little low, and one of our neighbors is gonna be borrowing it, and so we want to get ours ground first. That way we have plenty while they're grinding their hay. But that's what we're gonna be doing. So stay tuned. Enjoy the video. But like always, before we get to the video, be sure to drop a like, comment if you have any questions or anything you want to say. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. The worst part about this feed truck, well, there's a few small things we need to work on, but the worst one is that scale there does not work. So you got to watch the one on the inside, and with Dad in there, sometimes it's a little hard to see, but we can still make do pretty good with it. So sometimes it would be nice if we could get that other scale to work, and I believe I need like 50 more pounds of feed. Yep, I need 50 more pounds. There's a few things we need to get to working on that truck. It still works fine for what we need it to, but there's a few things we definitely need to work on. One being the brakes and the steering. I found out why we need to work on the brakes, because the one day when I went to put it in the shed, it got to rolling just a little too fast, and the bumper may or may not have met the oil barrel that is in front of where we normally park the feed truck. So that oil barrel isn't looking too good right now, but it didn't spill anything, so we're good. Didn't break anything major, so it's fine. Alrighty, so the neighbor that called, or the person that's going to use this call last night, and we're going to have to change the oil seal. I think we normally got a 250, and it's currently a 266. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The person that's going to use the grinder called last night, and our pile's getting low, so Dad knew he's going to want to grind hay today, so he was thinking ahead and plugged this tractor in, because when it's cold like this tractor does take a little bit to get started and warming up, so plugged it in that way. Wouldn't take near as much. Don't have too much to grind, simply because we don't have many bales here. We always wait to haul our bales until start of spring, and then whenever we need hay, we just bring them home with the Dodge and the hydro bed. You can do 2 at a time, and when he grinds, whenever he goes down, by the field, he just grabs 2, and it works pretty good. We have 4 bales that we're gonna grind. I think 2 of them are Milo bales from one of the earlier videos. We got 2 of those and 2 hay grazer bales, and that'll do enough until we get the grinder back and can grind more. This front tire, I think some point before next summer we're gonna take it off and have it looked at, because ever since we've put it on, it never has held air, and it's getting annoying because anytime it sits for a very long time, gotta put air in it, and it gets very annoying. Dad is getting ready to go do the ice, and I'm gonna get the heater going. Woo. Don't know if you guys saw that, but you can tell it's been a while since this tractor's been used, because I just went through a dust storm. But Dad's gonna go do the icing while the air compressor builds. I'm gonna stay in here and get the heater going, because when we grind, this is my job. I get the nice tractor. But I'm kidding. The 4640's heater works pretty good, and it's going. We left it running from when we fed, so it should be nice and warm for Dad. So right now, Dad's just spraying the PTO SMWD40. He's spraying the shaft on the toe grinder. And this is a Haybuster H1000. It's a big bite, I think is what the model is. I believe it's like a 1988 is what Dad said the other day when one of our other neighbors came and got it. I don't know how long Dad's had it or his family's had it, because I believe it's one that Grandpa bought it, and they've used it for quite a while. But it's definitely been in the family for quite some time, I know that. Right now, I'm gonna shut the tractor off, because sometimes it's easier to get the PTO in with the tractor off. So gonna hook that up and then hook the electronics up, and then we'll go grind the 4 bales. Got down here to the pile. We're just backing up to the old one. Now we'll go hook up. There's 2 electric wires. As you see, Dad is messing them, but there's a box right there that they were wrapped around, and that just kind of tells the tub, I think, how fast to rotate, I believe. As you can see, we hook one up there and then just one on a metal piece. Seems to work pretty good for us. Dad just said he wants me to move the 4-wheeler, and so I'm gonna let it run kind of slow, because he said it might not hurt to let it warm up. But we gotta move our 4-wheeler out of the way. Sorry if I'm yelling, but as you can see, the conveyor's going. We'll let it shoot over a little bit. The 4-wheeler's down here for when one of us aren't around to help Dad. It's down here so that way if it's just Dad here, he can bring the truck down and then take this up to the house and get the tractor. This is nice to see. Definitely still some good green left in those bales, but now go start the PTO running faster and we'll start grinding some hay. As you can see, we got the first bale in. This is a Milo bale. Like I said, there's still a lot of green in them, and that's good to see. Still quite a bit of green in them for as dry as the plants were. It's good to see that there's still quite a bit of green in them. Gonna be a lot better quality, but as you can tell, we got to route the tractor up pretty high to get this going. Plus, sometimes it takes quite a bit to get through a few spots in the bale. When we're done, I might try and look inside and show you kind of what it looks like. But as you can see, sometimes we do have a little bit of problem with the hay bale. The outside bit falls off and it makes a bit of a mess, and Dad's got to re-scoop it. Anyways, this spins around, and there's a bunch of teeth inside that spin around really fast, and that's what grinds it up. And then it drops down below. I think you can kind of see it. I'll zoom in, but there's not that pulley, but there's a pulley back there. It runs multiple, or it runs 2 augers, I believe, and then that is what then drops it down onto the conveyor. Then the conveyor drops it on the ground. Works pretty good for us. It's how we've always ground our hay and always seem to do decent. We like the way this grinds it because it breaks it up into a lot smaller pieces. And a lot of times when you just roll out the hay bales, the cows don't really seem to eat it very well. I think it's just because the stems are a lot bulkier and harder for them to eat. So breaking it up like this, we can put it in the feed truck and then add corn to it. There's sometimes we roll the corn and have molasses and one other thing put in. We haven't done that recently, but we used to when we grow corn and we'd have more on hand. We could just load a semi up with the corn and take it into the semi and then roll it. But the way we do it now, so the cows seem to like it and they eat it really good, and the calves don't have much problem with the whole kernel of corn, and so we've just been feeding whole corn. Like that, the bale's up a lot higher than the first one. That's because there's still some of that first bale in there, and I'm not gonna lie, that one was a little close. I kind of wondered if it was gonna stay in the tub or not. It wouldn't have been good because where it was leaning was right over the conveyor, but it stayed in. But like that right now, since that outside layer of hay fell off, Dad has to go and use the grapple forks and pick it up. This hay grazer bale must be a little tough because it doesn't, since it got onto this bale like that, it keeps stopping. It normally does that when it's having troubles working through the bale. So I think sometimes that's when it's a little more damp in the bale, maybe. I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem like it's wanting to run extremely well with this bale. And Dad just went back to that little box right there where you can adjust the speed. I don't know if he tried to speed it up or slow it down, but like I said, this thing has had a ton of hay through it. Not only for us, but like I said, we have a couple neighbors that use it once in a while. And I believe Dad said it was an 88 model, so no telling how many bales that's been through. Plus, it really probably could use a new set of teeth. I think I remember having them changed once in my life, and that's been a while, so it really probably could use a new set of teeth also, but she still does pretty good. We got the last bale in. It's getting pretty low. Judging by the shadow, it's not putting much out. I can't actually see the conveyor right now, but not much coming out, and it's been a little while, so I'm sure it's getting empty. And see when Dad gives us a sign, but we're about done. And then he said we're gonna climb up in there and look at the teeth. I got it shut off. Dad's gonna wrap those wires back up. Like I said, didn't have much to grind. When we get flipped around, I'll show you the pile. It's a decent little pile, nothing much, simply because it's only 4 bales. But like I said, on years we have a lot more hay. We do more at a time, and it lasts a little longer. With the cows out on the Milo stocks, definitely doesn't take quite as much because the calves don't need quite as much feed. But we got us a decent little pile, and it should last us a fair amount of time. And then when we get the grinder back, I'm sure Dad will start bringing a few more bales back for the next time that we need to grind. And I know tomorrow we're gonna go down and work on putting the wire up. If you watched one of my last videos, it's been 2 or 3 videos ago, we built fence around some of the hay grazer and then the south circle. Be sure to go watch it if you want. Be top right corner. I'll put a card to it. But I think tomorrow afternoon, Dad and I are gonna try and head down there and put the wire out and stretch it and get the insulators on. And then here soon, these cows will be heading south. We'll probably haul them. We've moved them from that circle before. We rented it to put the cows out on it, and we just moved them from there. So we might do that, or we might just haul them. Don't know, we'll have to see. But here soon we'll be getting those out on that circle because there will be a ton more for them to eat there. This circle's getting a little bare where it wasn't quite as good, so soon we'll get them off there. Then I think the plan for this is we're gonna put some feed on it next year. I think Dad would like to try and subsoil it as early as we can, and then put some oats out on it, get those growing good, and then maybe try and put some hay grazer on it afterwards. So then that way we can have a decent amount, hopefully have a decent amount of hay for next year with some irrigation going. But pretty nice to finally see some snow on our ground. I know there probably wasn't a ton of moisture in it, but in spots where it has already melted, the ground looks fairly wet. So hopefully we can keep getting some snow and build the moisture profile up in the ground, and that alone will make a huge difference in the wheat. I really do think that was most of our problem last year, is we just couldn't get any snow to stay on the ground, and so there wasn't hardly much moisture going into the summer, or spring and summer. So hopefully if we can be getting a decent amount of snow this winter, even if it's just 2 or 3 inches here and there, I think that'll make a huge difference for next year, and hopefully we'll have some good yields at wheat harvest. Entirely sure how Dad hung that up, I forgot. But put the jack down, undo the pin, we'll be good to go.
In this hole where there wouldn't be much play.
Some of them are worse than others, but yeah, they're all fairly rounded.
I never thought looking up there.
That one is definitely by far
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, it'd make a. But that's what we could do is just
Pull, because
you just pull one out at a time and set them all like they come off, and then.
I assume that plate is back here.
Yeah, it's right back there.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
There's 4 bolts.
Just take that off, and then you can pull those out that way.
Yeah, there might be something you have to turn on the end. I used to keep those just a little bit to cover them or something. There's only the 2 places. Yeah, it wouldn't take very long. See, when I replaced all them, the one guy told me, he said you have to have them. I weighed every one of them and then kind of put them in.
Oh, to balance them?
The ones that were, say, 28 ounces, you put them here and here.
And then you work.
You just kind of worked your way around and try to keep it in balance as much as you could.
I guess you'd know if it wasn't balanced, though.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot of difference in each one.
So there was still a bit of hay in the grinder, but I mean, without getting in there and putting it right over the hammers and then starting it, you're not going to get it all out. But like we said, up in there, some of the knives are fairly dull and they probably could use flipped. There was just a little bit of twine around in the one spot, which I don't think, looking at it, I don't think is actually keeping some of the hammers from spinning, but definitely probably need to flip those around. But as of now, that's probably going to be it for this video. Wasn't going to be much to it, just grinding some hay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, you're still watching, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not. I'm really pleased with how the channel's doing, no more than I'm able to post right now. Getting close to 200 subscribers. Hopefully by the time this one's posted, I'll be at 200, or well, I'll probably be closer to 175, but I'm really happy with all the support I'm getting from it, and the people who are telling me how much they enjoy my videos. So if you enjoy them, be sure to like them, subscribe to the channel for more, hit the bell icon, it'll notify you whenever I post a video. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.